Madam Speaker, media and press freedoms are crucial to a well-functioning democracy, and they're part of the architecture that holds power to account. We need to have these important pillars of democracy unreasonably fettered. We need to ensure that we balance the freedom of the press with the rights of people to privacy and anonymity. We need to ensure that we do not live in a mass surveillance state where people are not free to make choices and are not free to take actions without fear of being followed and watched unreasonably so, and eroding slowly and ever more quickly with the opportunity for facial recognition data, surveillance technology, which is truly frightening. And the current situation is having, and there is no doubt about it, a strong chilling effect on people who seek to provide us with the information that should be in the public domain. This is not just about press freedom, Madam Speaker. The Right to Know campaign is incredibly important, and it came on the back of, amongst other things, the raids on the News Limited journalists Anita Smethurst and their work at the federal level to uncover really just uncomfortable truths that the federal Liberal government did not want to have uncovered. And it was their work as journalists that was threatened by, they were attacked by police entering and taking their material, a serious attack on press freedom in this country, which people like myself who have been to Central America in the 1980s and seen people who've lived in countries like El Salvador and Guatemala, where there truly were police states, violent police states in that time, saw that, came back to Australia and thought, thank God I live here. You know, this would never happen in Australia. Well, that's what the people of Chile thought back when Pinochet took over, and they were wrong. And that's what the people of Chile are facing today. And I note that I think that the climate talks have been cancelled in Chile because of what is happening there. So we must always guard against moving towards overweening powers of government and overweening powers of the police. And there's no doubt that we're in a digital age, and maintaining anonymity is a hugely important basic human right for our expression and our privacy, both of which are under strong threat. Before I want to draw the members' attention to the current state of affairs in Australia, where state and federal governments have approved the creation of a national database for facial recognition through merging drivers' licences and passport photos to be uploaded as data. And there was a huge outcry by civil liberties groups and privacy advocates about this, the fact that the benefits didn't outweigh the intrusion into people's privacies. And before the federal May election, there was a memorandum of understanding struck between the Attorney-General Department and the Office of the Australian Information Commissioner to provide for a national facial biometric matching capability database. Extremely concerning, Madam Deputy Speaker. This was such an alarming MOU that gave capacity for massive scope creep. Point 3.4 of that MOU said that other face matching services can be added over time. Huge scope for moving into where we're seeing China today, where people can't move around, 20 cameras at the traffic lights flashing every person's movement as they drive around the place, capturing every single movement a person makes, entering into and outside of their houses everywhere. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, we have to guard against this. Peter Dutton's Home Affairs attempts to pass the Identity Matching Services Bill and the Passport Amendment Bill just were struck down last week by the Joint Intelligence Committee, And they so far are pushing back against this relentless pressure for mass surveillance. And Tasmania has been implicated in this. We have been happy to be used as a guinea pig state for the federal government's national facial biometric matching capabilities, and shame on this government. Shame on this government for putting our citizens at risk in this state by being party to such a dirty trial of facial recognition surveillance technology for a mass intrusion into the rights of Tasmanians. Great risks. We were happy to go ahead with a trial in Tasmania, it seems. The government thought that was worth giving it a go. Anything for for Peter Dutton's attempts to have control over the lives of Australians, all in the name of protecting us against terror, which is such an old phrase, the hackneyed phrase that is now used as every excuse for bringing in extreme forms of surveillance. So the Greens will be watching. We will keep standing up for this. We are the only party. The Labor and Liberal Party are lockstep on these surveillance laws at the federal level. The Labor Party is too weak to stand up to the Liberal Party, and the Liberal Party is too intent on taking control of information to be able to thwart real peaceful protest like we're seeing outside the mining conference, where people peacefully protesting are being brutally attacked by the police, who are standing up in Victoria for the interests of
the member's
coal
time has
and
expired.
gas industry.
Oh.